Hello again. This little video is going to be about making some edits to facial features. So I'm going to start off. I want my character to be a little bit older than what we usually have, but I don't want him to go so far as being this guy. So I'm going to kind of look through my bases. Oh, no, that. He's a little too. You know what? I think I won't. I like this guy. Now I'm still going to use my mage, because I want to take some of his wrinkles and put them into this guy's face. So I'm going to take the mage, I'm going to lower his opacity some. So we can see we're starting to get the wrinkles in his forehead. I'm going to zoom up a lot on this. Take my eraser tool, give it a soft, let's give it the very soft edge. That looks big enough. And I'm really just going to start taking away everything except those wrinkles. So we're going to kind of very carefully come around here. I'm not going to leave too many lines around his eyes, but I'm going to leave a couple. Maybe soften it through here. And come up around here, do the same thing. I'm going to keep all of the original eyes. His wrinkles. See, now we're getting his original eyebrow back. Make sure his ear is clean. Get all the age spots off of his head. And then zoom back out. Make the brush larger. And we'll just clean up his body. So now you see if I turn the mage layer off, just adding a little bit of a harshness to the character. Next thing I want to do, let's give him some hair. Let's look through. Actually, I've got an idea of what I want to do with him. That's kind of what I wanted, but I don't know if I want to do that. Do we have any other hairs that come down? Look. Yeah, we'll use this one. Jesse's got this thing about the receding hairline. I don't want that, so I'm going to take his hair and just lower it a little bit. Now we've got a little bit of a gap here, so I'm going to just make a new layer. I'm not bothering to name my layers today, so it's going to look funny. Copy a piece of hair from here, stick it in. We'll just kind of fill in back behind the character. And I'm actually going to push that layer all the way to the back. Now we've kind of gotten a little error here, so I'm going to come into his hair, erase that out. Make my eraser back smaller again. Yep. We also need to erase his hairline here. So let's go back to the head pieces. Should have already erased from the mage. I'll erase that little bit of head from the musketeer. One of the reasons I wanted a long hair is this character's been burned at some point, so he kind of wears his hair long to hide it. So I'm also going to turn on the flesh pawn layer. And from it, First I'm going to clean up some of these edges that come from them not being exact. But what I'm really wanting to do is just to let some of that flesh pawn show along its cheek where he was burned. So I'm going to take my favorite little tool here. That's way too big. Make it smaller. I'll actually zoom in a lot to do this. And that one may be a little too regular. Let's try this one. Nope, nope, don't erase the flesh pawn. Let's make sure I fix that, yeah. I want to erase some of the musketeer face through here. And you can see I've kind of let the burns show through just a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of scarring on his neck from it. And it's a little too red, a little too dark. So now I'm going to take my flesh pawn, do a hue saturation, make him a little less saturated. So now it's more like just scar tissue. And I didn't go back and recolor my hair. I don't like this guy. He's still a little too young for gray hair. So I'm going to do another hue saturation. Now let's do a colorize instead. Colors, colorize. Let's get it closer into a typical, that's a little too blonde. So we'll lower the darkness, lower the saturation. Maybe there's getting more into a browner. Maybe a little bit more, a little darker. I'm having trouble hitting brown today. This is why I keep these saved. There's the brown. And then we'll just give him some clothes. Let's see. He's been burned. He's pretty done, so that he's going to be some kind of soldier. Let's just look at the battle guard top. And we'll just have to make a little adjustment here on his hair. Actually, I also need to go back here and fix this little bit of hair in the back. So for that, I can just take that little piece. I'll do another colorize. Just use the last settings. It's a little bit bright back there, so I'm going to just lower the darkness a little bit. Now we'll come back in here, put his shirt on. See, I gotta cut his hair so that it's falling behind his armor. So where's my hair? Back to the battle guard, back to my eraser, back to the feathered edge one. And there. Now his hair's falling behind his armor. And that's it.